All right. LDBC. This is your boy, Coach Shelton Harrison. You're live on the Coach Shelton Harrison Combat Sports Show Live. Okay, folks. I don't know why this fight is not getting a whole lot of attention. I just don't know why. But this fight, to me, is an intriguing matchup. It's very intriguing. And, this is going to be BJJ versus wrestling. That's going to be BJJ versus wrestling all day long. And some people don't get excited for those kind of matchups. I do. I enjoy it because I can see the technicality in the person. Like, I used to wrestle in high school. And, when I went to a BJJ session for the first time, man, I'm going to tell you, I was like, yeah, man, I got it, man. I've been wrestling, for 10 years. Okay, I got this, So, I went in there, and the guy, it was a little guy, man. I was taking him and slamming him and throwing him around. And then this dude put me in a guard, and I'll never forget, man. He put me in a freaking body triangle. Then he put me in a triangle choke. From the guard, and at that point in time, I've always had respect for BJJ, practitioners on their back. See, I learned that wrestlers, we're not very comfortable on our back, and there's not a lot we can actually do on our back. I learned that. I had to learn it the hard way, because this guy, transitioned me from a body triangle, then he put me in a chokehold, a triangle choke, and then he completely rotated me, and then he got top position on me. And it's this little guy, I probably outweighed him about 30 or 40 pounds. I couldn't even get him off, man. Like, that's the most uncomfortablest feeling that I ever felt. And I'm like, crap. And I had all these years of experience of wrestling, Now, as long as we were just wrestling, and, me taking him and throwing him around, I could do that. That was easy. But when this guy started putting, like, the technique, oh, man, it was a wrap. It was all she wrote. Because in BJJ, you're taught, man, to transition right, from a triangle. You can go to a submission. You can go to an arm bar. You can go to, a twister. You can go to an ankle lock. You can go to a knee bar. Like, you can go to all these different things in BJJ and wrestling. We were all just taught to get top position. That's it. There was no transitions into arm bars and choking people. That wasn't in wrestling. So, I was like, man. But I always think that BJJ beats wrestling. I just do, because BJJ practitioners, they are very comfortable on their back. They can beat you up from a guard. They can put you in a guard and put you in a triangle. And then they can beat you up in a triangle. They can submit you from a triangle. The triangle can lead to a lot of different things. The triangle can set you up. It's nice. And, of course, y'all know who I'm going for. I'm going for Marion. But, I like Sara Mcmann. I met Sara Mcmann a few times. But, I just, I'm a Marion Reneau fan. Big time, And it's going to be a good fight, man. And the coach is going to pump it up. I'm going to do a keys to victory for this fight, for both fighters. I'm going to do that. And then, definitely talk about what they possess, because, see, Marion has better striking than Sara. Sara, to me, though, I think Sara appears to be the stronger fighter. Like, Sara McMahon is very strong. And Marion better watch a lot of tape on what Ketlin Vieira did, because Ketlin actually neutralized Sara McMahon's strength, because Sara, I thought, was stronger than Ketlin. But Ketlin neutralized Sara McMahon's strength. She did a couple of different things that I was really pleased with when I saw Ketlin Vieira, in that fight. And she made Sara McMahon work, man. And Sara just couldn't do it. Sara McMahon couldn't do it. Ketlin Vieira was too much. And, because Sara McMahon, she's not going to try to stand. She ain't going to try to strike with you. She's not going to do that. She's going to she'll use a weak jab to try to set you up so she can get in on the inside of you. But, Sara McMahon, she ain't that kind of fighter. She's not going to try to stand. I mean, I'd be shocked if the fight stayed standing for even 30 seconds, okay? That ain't Sara McMahon thing. That's not what she excel at. And, I've seen her try. She tried to with Ketlin Vieira, but when she realized, she can't stand with Ketlin, Sara McMahon went for that takedown, which is smart. So, that's why I'm saying that this is going to be a grapple fest. That's what it is, okay? I think Sara McMahon physically is bigger than Marion Reneau. But I think Marion Reneau definitely has a speed advantage, and Marion is much more explosive than Sara. Sara has a lot of brute strength. Marion, she's got strength, but it's explosive strength. There's a difference. And, to be 40 years old, Marion still performs like she's at 30, because she's peaking. Because, remember, she started, MMA, she started very, very late. I mean, Marion coming off of track and field. And that's why me and Marion, we got so much in common, because, when she was telling me she was a hip, I was like, oh, how far you throw the shot put? Oh, how far you throw the javelin? How far did you jump? Like, we were sitting there having a conversation, because I also come from a track and field background in wrestling, but primarily track and field. So, believe it or not, track and field and fighting, there are a lot of different movements that actually correspond with fighting. And people don't get it. But, of course, I do and Marion do. But it's crazy. So, yeah, man, this is going to be a good fight. If Sara McMann, though, gets Marion on her back, and, now if you're a wrestler and if you got top position, okay, now you got a lot of control, especially if you're a strong wrestler. And Sara McMann usually when she's on top, she definitely can dominate the top position because of her strength. But Sara McMann, she got to look out. Marion Reneau probably got one of the best guards, okay, on the women's side. I say definitely if I have to look at like women who are good at putting a guard on somebody, putting them in a guard and a triangle. Matter of fact, I think Marion Reneau she got one of the better triangles in women's MMA. Okay, like it's real good. And look at Marion fights, man. That woman will slap a triangle on you in a minute. And then if she can't get you out of there with the triangle, then she gonna elbow you to death in the top of your head. Like it's crazy how she did it. Like she took Talita Bernardo, man, who is a black belt in BJJ, like world champion, and she triangled Talita, but Talita couldn't do anything. And Talita, she got more experience than Marion. Like that tell you. And can you imagine how much she's probably evolving right now in this camp? I guarantee you, she's picking up new things. Okay, see, Marion is one of those people. To me, she's a sponge, and she's always learning from fight to fight. And she don't look the same, man. Her game plan, everything is different. Now, Sara McMann may be one-dimensional, but, I've often said that, what? It's kind of amazing how Sara McMann got ranked as high as number 5, in the world, being a wrestler. Like, guys, that's unheard of. Do you guys understand that, how difficult it really, really is to do what Sara did? Like, not really have much of a striking game, but you have to depend on your wrestling. And that's what Sara McMann has done her whole career. But she managed to get to, rank number 5 in the world, okay, by merely wrestling people and winning. Sara McMann has done it. So I got a lot of respect for Sara. So this fight is definitely, to me, a 50-50 fight. Definitely 50-50. Both of these two, they have a lot. And this is going to be a fanboy pick for me, okay? It just is, okay? I can't pick against Marion because, when I first saw a fight, and I actually thought that Ashley Evans Smith was going to beat it. Well, and Ashley won because the judges, man, guys, go watch that fight. That fight, every time I think about that fight, and then whenever I ask Marion about it, we just both get pissed off because it's like, dang, man, how did the judges get that fight wrong? How did they get it wrong? Like, how did they literally get that fight wrong? Like, man, robbery. That's robbery 101. Now, that's a robbery. If y'all want to hear me talk about a robbery, I can break that fight down from round by round and tell you how Marion Reneau won all 3 rounds. Like, crazy, man. But, anyway, enough. I don't want to get on to a segue, as Eric called it. Don't want to do that, but this is going to be a good fight. And I just think, a lot of these publications, man, they need to be pumping this up. Like, I wish I was one of those mainstream publications because it'll be like these fighters that don't get pressed, man. I'd be pumping them up, man. And I'm going to do it on this channel, though. I'm going to pump up your Marion Reneau's, your Sara McMann's, and, any other fighters that don't have any voice. I'm going to keep building. We're going to keep building. This is what we're going to do. But, stay tuned, for my keys to victory. I'm still on the road. So it's kind of tough, for me to get and really do it the proper way. But, yeah, man, I can't wait for this fight. This fight is happening February the 24th. And probably before then, definitely we'll probably have Marion on, me and Eric. And we do what we do, man. We give it to them. We give it to them raw. They give it to us raw. And, folks, that's how it is. But, man, so shout out to Marion Reneau. And, when they published this fight, it's kind of crazy, too, man. Like, they, it's like they only put Sara McMann up. Like, okay, well, Marion's fighting, Marion fighting. Oh, and those of you that's buying UFC 3, Marion Reneau is a playable character. Like, guys, Marion Reneau is a playable character. I'm going to get a copy. I'm going to get me a copy. Old coach going to get him a copy. And we're going to play as Marion Reneau, and we're going to go up the rankings, and we're going to win that belt. This is your boy, Coach Shelton Harris, and I'm done. What are you guys waiting on? Subscribe to the best women's MMA platform on YouTube.